Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to tell you why a bigger turbo is safer than smaller OEM turbos. OEM turbos are small and are meant to deliver exhilarating experience to the driver at low RPMs. This makes for great test drives and light-to-light driving feel for most people out there. However, the downside to smaller OEM turbos really show up when you start to tune. They run out of steam. The turbos are usually small where they spool quickly down low, but will lose power on the higher RPMs. Because of how small the turbos are, they are also more restrictive and cause and keep more heat than bigger turbos do. They also cause higher back pressures to the head compared to larger turbos, which all lead to higher EGTs. High EGTs is an early indicator to how much stress an engine is enduring. When tuning, because of how quickly the turbo spools, it creates gobs of extra torque in the lower RPMs. This sounds fun, but is actually very stressful to the engine. When torque comes on super fast, it's stressing out the internal components significantly. Obviously, a reputable tuner will take this into consideration and they won't send the torque numbers skyrocketing too much to make sure your engine doesn't blow up. So take into consideration what I have said so far and let's take a look at why a bigger turbo is safer. Bigger turbo has turbo lag, which actually works in your favor because the torque comes on more gradually and causes less stress on the engine. Bigger turbo also creates less heat due to the size and less restrictiveness of the housing and the wheel itself. Less heat means lower EGTs as well. The power band is also shifted to mid to upper range of RPMs, which is actually a lot more useful if you're using the vehicle in a more competitive setting. Take a look at this graph. Okay, so there's three graphs on here. Red is completely stock, small turbo, stock ECU tune and everything. The blue would be the stock turbo but tuned, and then the green would be with a bigger turbo. All right, take a look at how the red line is first. This is OEM. OEM wise, it's a pretty good power band. If you take a look at it, it's nice and flat all the way to red line. It's quickly spools and goes. Obviously, the power level is a lot less than tuned cars. You're only looking at this particular car, you're looking at 258 horsepower, 246 torque. All right, so for day-to-day driving, for anybody that doesn't care about tuning, OEM setting is going to give you a very, very nice car to drive. Have pretty much a flat power band from 3,000 RPMs all the way to redline. So, that's a very decently fun car to drive. Now, somebody obviously watching this channel is all about upgrading and getting more power to the car. So let's say you tune the same car. You tune the same car, but the turbo still remains OEM. So if you take a look at the blue graph, for example, look how quickly the torque goes up. We're looking at 335 foot-pounds of torque here. Okay, jumping up from 246 foot-pounds of torque. That's like 90 foot-pounds of torque that all of a sudden comes up. Okay, but if you look, the graph starts to taper. Like even at 4,000 RPMs, we're still at like the peak torque limit, but as we get to 4,500 and on, the power just drops. And the horsepower, peak horsepower is at 6 grand, and all the way to redline, it drops again. Okay, so that's the downside of the OEM turbo being tuned. All that gobs of torque underneath, but the horsepower doesn't go up that much because the turbo it's not efficient enough. It's not big enough to push more power on the top end compared to the OEM tune. It's just the way physics works. The turbo is just too small, especially in this particular case. There are some cars out there that have, better breathing turbos even after the tune, but this is, a generalization. This is most cases. So keep that in mind, okay? Now, we're going to move on to the green line. Like I said, that's with a bigger turbo on the same car. If you take a look at it, look how gradual the torque comes on compared to the blue. So the blue, you're encroaching 350 wheel torque by the time you're at what, like 3,000 RPMs, and you're already past that. Whereas in this, at the lower RPMs, when the engine doesn't have much movement going, there isn't much torque, so there's less stress on the engine. Okay, so the torque comes on nice and gradual, and by the time it reaches 4,500 RPMs, the torque peaks and it flattens out. And take also a look at how it doesn't really lose power on the way up. If anything, it's gaining power starting where the torque actually gets taken over by horsepower, which is at 6 grand here. So it's going to flip into the horsepower range and pull all the way up. So that's where the difference is and why a bigger turbo is so much better. But if you think about it, if you're racing somebody, if you're at a racetrack doing races and going around bends, going around corners, what do you normally do? You keep your RPMs up, right? So you're going to be landing in this particular car between red line and about 2000 RPMs below red line every time you shift. Correct, right? So if we're shifting an OEM red line, which is 6800 here, so it's going to drop to, let's say, 4800 every time. On an OEM tune, you're pretty much at the same power level no matter what RPM you're at, which is perfectly fine, but you're also a lot slower than the cars that are above that. So on the tuned car with OEM turbo, you can rev out to 7200, but every time you shift, you're going to come down to 5200. And from 5200 to 7200, you're technically losing power as you go up to RPMs. Okay, so if you want this car to be, in a sense, quicker feeling, you technically have to keep your RPMs between 3,000 RPMs and about 4,500 RPMs. That's your optimal power range on an OEM car, which makes zero sense for you to try to keep that up on a race because you're going to be shifting like every other second, and in the end, you're just going to be slower for it. Okay. Now, obviously, with the bigger turbo, like I said earlier in the video, you're set more into the optimal power range because now you're between 7,000 RPMs and, let's say, 5,000 RPMs. Not only is your torque curve flat, but you're actually gaining as you go up into the RPMs. Right? So you're in the most amount of power possible while you're in the most optimal RPM zone possible. And throughout all of this, your EGT remains cooler than the two first graphs, which actually allows your engine to breathe better, keep the engine cooler, keep the head temperature down, keep the EGT down, and also be one of the faster cars out there. So it's a no-brainer. All right. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope I made everything clear enough for you. If you have any more questions or if you have anything more to add, make sure you comment below. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so yet and click that like button. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.